Alton Towers have finally released some new footage of their brand new ride Toxicator and announced the official opening date. With how close it is to the start of the season, I was expecting never to get an announcement and just never see it open. But we got one, alongside some footage inside the park of the ride testing, and we were able to see loads of different things on the site, including the water fountains, the queue line, and some new theming. And there's an entire load of information that I can go through about it, so be sure to watch till the end so you don't miss anything. And be sure to use that subscribe button too. I'm going to be doing a vlog on opening day that will release on opening day. So if you do want to see the coverage of the ride when it opens, yeah, subscribe so you don't miss that. But Toxicator then, we finally have an announcement, and I'm not going to delay you much longer because you probably already know the opening date, but there's so many exciting things that we can see in these videos and documents. But as predicted, the ride will be opening on the 15th of March, which is the official opening day of the 2025 season. I guess there was the worry that it wouldn't open on opening day because, well, Nemesis last year opened and it was a bit unfinished. This is a lot smaller, so if it's unfinished, you're not going to open it. But just from looking at these videos alone and just seeing it from outside the park and seeing it test, it's definitely ready. And so it is, because it's opening on the 15th. But as much as that was kind of predicted, I wasn't expecting to see proper drone footage of the ride going round and spinning like this, and be able to get glimpses into the site. So let's have a watch of the video. We're also going to get to hear the soundtrack too. I'm equipping my audio device. This is totally my first time watching this, so be aware this is my definite first reaction. Here we go. We can already see the water fountains splashing upwards. And it is so tall, look at that. And then this is the bit where it hangs down. Oh, I love the fact that it's double-sided as well. You're going to get the hang time on both sides differently. There it goes, spinning. That is a cool shot. It looks like an intense cycle as well, you know. Although, if someone throws up, that ain't going to end well for anyone standing underneath it. That's a nice shot. These are all really nice shots. Hanging upside down, loads of spinning as well. You can see some theming down there. We'll look into that in a minute. Yeah, there's just so... What do I say? There's so much to process. I mean, I have noticed that you can vaguely see some lights underneath the seats. I don't know if that's just to check if they're on or not, but if they're on or not. If the seats are working and locked, or whether it is literally to just make the ride at night look even more amazing. But there's the water fountain section. I hope they spray up and just absolutely obliterate everyone. There you go, some final shots. Nemesis in the background, a bit of the queue line there. And there it is. Really tall above the area. To all those people that said it wouldn't fit, it does. And I won't take otherwise for an answer. But no, that was really good. Hearing the soundtrack as well, that was a really pleasant surprise, actually. I really do love the sort of teasers they've done with the little snippets of that soundtrack, but hearing it in 50 seconds full was a pleasant surprise. But let's read some information about it before we get into this video in-depth analysis. But it is time to put the reading glasses on, and we're going to have a look at some reading. Head-spinning drone footage heralds the opening of Alton Towers Resort's newest record-breaking attraction. Genuinely, whilst I was watching it, you could see right here, my head was spinning. As said, thrill seekers can experience the extreme centrifugal forces of Toxicator from Saturday the 15th of March. There's a lot about centrifugal forces and a lot about intense spinning, which makes me really excited because I really want this to be a longish cycle that is intense. So if it is that, thank you Alton Towers. And I've completely forgotten, but on that day, it is Alton After Dark, their event where you can stay until 8 PM and ride loads of the rides in the dark. We're going to be able to ride Toxicator at night. And that is going to be great, unless it does what Nemesis did on opening day and shuts before anyone can get a night ride. The Top Spin ride is the highest of its kind. There you go, that world record again. Elevated by concrete, towering at 78 feet thanks to its 16-foot elevated platform. We must all be thankful to this platform, but genuinely seeing it from a distance on that platform and sort of, you know, thinking about what it might look like standing underneath the tunnel. Well, if you're underneath the tunnel, you won't be able to see it. But just outside that tunnel, looking up when this is at its full height, it's going to be crazy tall. And I'm very surprised it stays below the tree line. Water fountains dramatically shoot up around the attraction, representing the chemical solution formed from the Nemesis saliva. Toxicator is the latest technology from the shadowy organization known as the Phalanx and is used by them to extract and separate toxic saliva from the Nemesis beast. So does that mean, technically, when we're on Toxicator, are we the saliva? I don't know. Bianca-sama also said that they're excited to be giving fans a flavour of the truly spin-credible power of Toxicator. Spin-credible, I love that. More about centrifugal forces, more about toxic saliva, including the fact that it can be converted into a chemical solution so powerful that it can melt anything it touches. How are they storing the saliva in test tubes when it melts? Yep, that's fine. 500 riders per hour, double-sided, 1.4 meter height restriction, green-lit water fountains on both sides of the ride. We'll have a look at them in a minute. And the world's first claim, the fact that it's got a concrete elevation. That's about it for the information. Now it's time to do what every enthusiast loves doing and looking way too deep into things. And we look through at a very low frame rate. As you can see, we have the fountains sort of splashing upwards. I love that. And these are, you can see literally at the bottom right here, green lit already, which is why at night I think this is going to be the best you could ride it at. Looks like on the left as well, the platform sort of, this is probably going to translate to the queue line, and I can sort of see it. The fencing is very similar to the Nemesis style fencing, so quite a plain black metal fence, which I don't mind because it's a military themed area. Another look at it from a distance, we can see Nemesis right in front with the smoke going, and of course the ride in the background, and we can see what looks to be one of those two theming structures that they said about in the plans. But that definitely looks like it is a storage container for the saliva. Another look at the gondola there. You can get another look at some of the pipe work on that theming structure just there as well. Very, very hard to see. In fact, it's blocking it now, so have fun. There's a look down there. If we scroll back, you can see how that platform is going to work. That's probably the op cabin in there, if that's a door. Another look at the seats there, look very green. It's not exactly the most detailed gondola ever. It's quite a plain, just green and black colour scheme. I know they've got the hazard strips on the end of each sort of arm. I know in Forbidden Valley it's military again, so it doesn't have to be the most detailed thing ever, but it would have been nice to see maybe a little bit more like decals on it. You know where it says, can you cut it, underneath on Ripsaw? It just says, can you toxicate it? On this one. You never know, it's not open yet, they might add that. Another look at the water fountains. You can see the queue line in the background. That wasn't a great view. Whoa, jump scare! And there we go again, right at the bottom. We can see these sort of pipe tube looking things with these metal pipes above it. But it does look like that they have a few screens on the sides, which could be really cool. As the ride's going, we might see the levels of toxic saliva sort of diminish as the ride goes and then repump at the end or something, or they might just sort of level around and ooh, maybe the tubes will just melt over time and explode. Oh, here we go. We're going to get a good view of the queue line. We're not going to get a good view of the queue line, although that is a view of what we can expect that area to look like. Of course, there was a little bit of a walkway that used to go up this sort of way here, just behind the gondola, but over there, it's been turned into a ramp. That's very nice. And you can get a slight look at the tunnel theming there. You can sort of see, maybe it says like biohazard or something, but there's like green chevrons and it's sort of pointing up towards the top spin. Some green little like spray painty lights there. I don't actually know if that's spray paint or lights, but who knows. I'm expecting some really cool lighting or something happening in the middle of the tunnel. I think it'd be a missed opportunity if there wasn't. And again, rest in peace, the blade. Just, it looks really sad in the background, just being a hole. And as you can see briefly on screen, I have managed to actually capture a screenshot of the queue line. I managed to actually do that. How? And you can see it's a lot of back and forths and just some stairs, which is a bit of a shame because I'd like to see some more theming in there, maybe a bit of like a more spread out queue, but they're limited on space. So what can you do, really? We'll have to hold judgment until it opens. And I am very excited to ride. What do you guys think of this footage of the brand new ride coming to Alton Towers this year on March 15th? Leave your thoughts in the comments below and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Goodbye!